The WNBA Gambling Podcast on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network is brought to you by Game Time. Snag the tickets without the stress. Use promo code SGPN on your first purchase to save $20. Download the Game Time app and use promo code SGPN. We're also brought to you by Underdog Fantasy, where Underdog has just added Pick'em Scorchers, where you can win 100 times your money. That's right, turn 5 to 500 in one game. Plus, they have every Sunday, they're giving away $100,000. Use promo code SGPN at Underdog Fantasy for a 100% deposit bonus up to $500. We're also brought to you by Hall of Fame Bet, sports betting research platform for player props, parlays, and game lines. Download the Hall of Fame Bet app or visit HOFBets.com. Use code SGPN to get 50% off your first month and start making smarter bets today. Yes, sir. We are back with another edition of the WNBA Gambling Podcast, Sports Gambling Podcast Network. No me, no the voice, no the guy. It's me, really real, Terrell from Virginia here at your service. And as I'm sitting here sweating out Oklahoma and they get an interception in the red zone, they go with 2 runs back to back after that interception. Don't even attempt to take a shot. End up turning the ball. Oh, wait. So is this a touchdown?
There's a block punt touchdown. There's a block punt for a touchdown.
Who's the flag on? It's a
There's
flag.
unsportsmanlike conduct for the celebration after.
And so now it's a 7-7 game, just like that. They didn't even try on offense that series. Like, didn't even try on offense. It was a run, loss of 4 yards, another run, barely made it to the line of scrimmage, and then an incompletion. It was 4th and 14, block punt in your own end zone. This is not the start to the game. Well, it was the start to the game that Oklahoma won it, and immediately they gave it right back. Meanwhile, Ohio State is losing to Maryland 7-0 after going for it on their own 33-yard line, not getting it, and giving Maryland a cheap touchdown. Not caring at all about the people that have Ohio State minus 10.5 in the first half.
Ryan Day went to the Brandon Staley School of 4th down conversions.
33 to start the game, your own 33-yard line.
Usually I'm okay with it, but when you're favored by, like, what are they, 21-point favorites? Something like that?
Like, just
at that
kick
point,
the
you
ball.
probably punt.
Just kick the ball, play defense, get the ball right back. Like,
I like it if you're a dog. If you're favored by 3 touchdowns at home, I'm probably not in favor of doing that, but whatever. Long way to go.
It's ridiculous. At least Missouri's doing the thing, 8-7 early against LSU. This is, and I mean, hey, Wisconsin, 3-0, halfway through the first quarter.
Big Ten football.
Love it. You gotta love it. But we're not here to talk football. We're here to talk WNBA playoffs. The finals is here. This is the moment. We've tried to fast forward the season to this moment right here, and we finally have gotten there. It's the Las Vegas Aces. It's the New York Liberty. 10 games these two teams would have played against each other this season if this goes to 5. 10 if it goes to 5.
Let's get ready to rumble!
And here we go. Scott Studio Right Show. We have the series matchup between these two teams. We have the Aces as a 2-1, minus 200 on minus 200 to win the series, plus 165 for the New York Liberty. We have a total games, 4 games, plus 150, 5 games, also plus 150. Pretty interesting there. For this to be a 3-game sweep, it will be plus 230. And we also have MVP odds. Now, make sure you shop around for the best lines. I'm looking at a book. Scott has another book. So there's some differentiating lines here. But Asia Wilson is the overarching favorite at minus 190. Then you have Brianna Stewart plus 275. Sabrina Ionescu at plus 950. Kelsey Plum at 15-1. Chelsea Gray at 28-1. Jackie Young at 28-1. Jacquel Jones, I see here at 40-1. Benijah Laney at 60-1. Courtney Vandersloot at 200-1. And Kia Stokes at 250-1. Last year, Chelsea Gray took home the finals MVP trophy. Year before that, Kalia Copper for the Chicago Sky. Scott, let's go ahead and give him a quick series breakdown here. How do you see the series playing out, and who do you have for finals MVP?
So I think it's going to be an absolute war. I think that the odds of it being 4 or 5 being the same is pretty telling because they're not expecting either team to sweep. I agree with that assessment. I think we're going to see a pretty even balancing act. It's what we saw in the regular season. We saw the Liberty have success, but we know the Aces, of course, are great at home, and we do know that these teams were very, very competitive in a lot of these.
Mhm.
Well, I should say some of the games were lopsided, but you get my point. It went back and forth. It kind of teeter-tottered. I'm going to expect the 5-game series. I think we're actually going to distance here. I do think the Aces are going to win because I do think that home court is that meaningful for the Aces because they're that good in Vegas. I know the Liberty beat them in the midseason tournament final in Vegas, but I still like the Aces to win. For the MVP, I do think Asia has no value at all. I'm not laying minus 185. That makes no sense. The Aces are too talented to have one player be basically the exact same price as their odds to win the series. That doesn't make any sense. So I think that Asia is probably the worst bet you could make because I'd rather just lay 15 extra cents to take the Aces to win the series. But
Oh my gosh! Did you see that run back in the Red River Shootout?
no, I changed the
They
channel.
just did a reverse on the kick return. Did a reverse
You made it look
and
like they got a
took it.
touchdown, but
No, they didn't. But it was pretty. It was a pretty nasty reverse. Like he literally had nothing but green grass ahead of him. I'm
well, if
sorry,
he
Scott.
did, then he would have scored a touchdown. So
Well,
he
he
had
got to
green
the
grass at
45.
some point. Yeah, it's a good return, but I didn't see it. But I think for this, they're reviewing something. But anyway, point is, I do think for this matchup, I'm looking at some of the longer shots for the Aces because this team is very talented. The two people that caught my eye for the Aces, I don't know if I want to take this like a first touchdown score and just give out 2 on each side, but I
Mhm.
do like the odds for Chelsea Gray, which is insanely high. I don't know if you want to read
Mhm.
off some of the odds you have, but Gray, who once again won the MVP last year, was just a casual like plus was she plus 3,000?
She is 28-1 that I have on this book here.
28 to 1 to win finals MVP again. And I think Plum's got value. Now, the problem you run into with Plum is that she's still a very streaky shooter. And the question is if she doesn't shoot the ball well, does she have a shot? The answer is no. But I don't think there's any value on Asia. And I think that taking the second and third best players to win MVP on this team has at that big of a price is nuts to me. I'll take
Mhm.
those two. And for the Liberty, I can't take Brianna because she's too cheap. Give me John Quell. I think John Quell's got great odds for the Aces. For the Liberty, she won MVP in the mid-season tournament. She's also around like plus 3,000. I think that those three long shots are my main options because I know how good they are. And I think the favorites of Brianna and Asia are too cheap, especially Asia. So I went elsewhere.
Yeah, for me, I think the Liberty are going to get it done. I think that they have the size. I think that they have the physicality, they have the scoring, they have everything to battle this Aces team. And they've shown me that they can get this win on the road. Like, this is really the first part, trying to get that win on the road and protecting home court in the same fashion. I think that they do steal one of the first two games in Vegas and it's 1-1 and going back to New York. And that makes things really, really interesting here and it kind of puts them in the driver's seat. And if there's a situation where I think that the Liberty could potentially bounce back and be a favorite in this series after one game, maybe two games, yeah, give me the plus money now. I like the New York Liberty. I think they can get it done. I think they've gotten into the rhythm, and this is when Sandy Brandello's team really really clicks. So I'm backing the Liberty here to get it done. Finals MVP.
Well, you have a
First,
game amount in mind? I'm
I think.
assuming you're picking 4 because I doubt you're picking them to go 5 in Vegas and win.
No, because I think they can. I think they can win in Vegas, but I am going for. But I think
Okay.
they can win in Vegas. I'm not afraid of like if there was a situation where this is 2-2 and we're in Vegas for Game 5. I'm not switching my pick. I'm going to stick with the Liberty. So, uh, here, yeah, give me Finals MVP. Chelsea Gray won in Finals MVP last year. She just so happened to also be the MVP of the Commissioner's Cup. Going with Commissioner Cup's MVP, Jockwell Jones, 40-1. I mean, if she is dominant on the board, she has so many ways to just put up stats and really, really put the pressure on for them to give her MVP, which is she's going to be dominant on the boards. She could potentially have a defensive angle as well if she's able to keep Asia Wilson from exploding every single game. She's able to score the basketball as well. This is why they brought her in. Jockwell Jones, 40-1. It's incredibly mispriced. I also like Sabrina Ionescu at plus 950 as well. Only thing I'm really afraid of Sabrina is that they ultimately start double teaming her. But I think that it's just going to be so much pettiness from the aces. And I love the petty. Don't get me wrong, love the petty. I think they're going to give Brianna Stewart majority of the attention, and it probably should be going to Sabrina Ionescu, who potentially could be looking at a changing of the guard of being the best player on this team. Sabrina Ionescu at plus 550, at plus 950, and for an aces, I got a sprinkle on point guard. I mean, she could average a double-double for the series. I expect to see a lot of scoring. I expect her to score. She could average a double-double. I will take a sprinkle on point guard at 28-1 as well.
By the way, just to mention the odds of the people that I mentioned. So Gray and John Quell were both 30-1. I mentioned Plum, who was 16-1. So that's just for clarification.
I have a 40-1 on Jonquel Jones.
Okay, so I'll take the 40 on John Quell. But I do want to ask you one question, because there is a super long shot, which I find kind of funny. There's definitely value on it, but there's no chance she's going to win. What kind of stats does Vandersloot need in order to be the 200-1 WNBA Finals MVP?
She has to average a double-double.
Because she has the same odds as Stokes, and Stokes scores like 2 points a game. Like, I think that she's extremely mispriced compared to Stokes. 200-1 is kind of nuts, but she's not going to win the award.
She has to have a double-double. She has to be lights out she has to hit all her open threes, every open three, and get to around 15 points per game.
Okay, I was going to say, you think like 12 and 11 gets it done, maybe?
Yeah, something like that. It's got to be pretty substantial. And she's got to have multiple.
It's not going to win, but 200-1
20. She's got to have multiple 20-point games.
Yeah, I just think 200-1 is kind of absurd, but she's not going to win the award, just to be clear.
All right. Game Time app is where you can go to try to. I don't know where you're gonna. I mean, you can try to find some tickets for this in the Game Time app, but this is the WNBA Finals, people. But you can definitely find tickets to college football. You can find tickets to the NFL. You can find tickets for almost anything here in the Game Time app. Best place to get last minute ticket deals and Game Time guarantee. So they will, if you find the same section in the same row, they will credit you 110% the difference. Go to Game Time app, download it. Create an account, use code SGPN for $20 off. Terms apply. Again, create an account, redeem code SGPN for $20 off. Download the Game Time app, last minute tickets, lowest price guaranteed. We're also about Hall of Fame bets. Enter in any parlay idea into the Hall of Fame Bets Revolution, a parlay optimizer tool where you can get your hit rates broken down by leg. They got everything you need for the NFL, NBA, MLB, soccer, all of that. And so stop betting in the dark. Join over 30,000 users researching the Hall of Fame bets. Download the Hall of Fame Bets app or visit holbets.com. Use code SGPN to get 50% off your first month today. Start researching, start winning with Hall of Fame bets. All righty here. I need to hear it one more time. Whoa, I dropped that. We have game one of the WNBA Finals. Las Vegas Aces welcome the New York Liberty. Aces are a 5-point favorite, currently at 5. Opened up at 5.5. Line came down to -5. Total sitting, well, I see some 4.5s out there as well, actually. Total opened up at 172.5. It's down to 171.5. Believe it or not. Man, it feels like Christmas Day. Hate that this is going on during NFL Sunday, but similar to last week as I would watch the New York Liberty clinch.
We've ranted so much about the WNBA scheduling and how they just insist on having games conflict with the NFL.
It's getting better, though.
It's getting better. It doesn't make any damn sense.
I think it's going to be a lot better when the Warriors team comes into play, because there's going to be a major shift. They're redoing the TV deal. It's going to be a huge shift. And so they're
trying to improve on it, but game one on Sunday, it's a little bit, they should aim for Friday.
By the way, shout out to the Bay. Scott, you do a Bay Area podcast where you talk about all the Bay teams. Is the Bay Area WNBA team joining the podcast?
They will. Well, when they officially get the green light to officially have a franchise. Now,
they have the green light. They have the green light.
I'm saying when it's officially starting.
2025.
2025, if I'm still doing that show, then yes, I will cover the WNBA on the Bay Area. But as of right now, it's just the San Francisco Giants and the San Francisco 49ers. So those are the main two teams I got. But yeah, to go back to this, you want to go first?
I'm taking a liberty. I think it's too many points for the first game. I think this is going to be everything we were looking forward to. This is going to be everything. They're going to go back and forth here, and I think the Liberty are going to catch the Aces in a spot where the Aces had a little bit more rest. They swept their entire way through. They really I mean, the Wings gave them a couple of games, but it wasn't much adversity for the Aces getting into this
They
spot.
should have lost game 3.
Yeah,
But
and it was gifted to them, and sometimes you take it, and they absolutely did take it. I think this is a spot where if the Liberty catch the Aces rolling like that, albeit was on the road, there's no shot the Liberty let them just go 5 minutes without scoring to end the game. Absolutely not. I think that this Liberty team is hungry. I think that they feel very, very disrespected as this is a pretty hefty favorite for the Aces to win this series. Like two minus 200 in the finals is a pretty large favorite, and that's pretty much saying that the other team doesn't have a shot. I think this Liberty team has a lot more of a shot than people get it credit for. I think they go out here and they try to put it on the Aces early, go up 1-0, and then we get that game where the home team loses game 1, they come back, dominate game 2. That's how I want to play it. I'm playing the Liberty game 1, and I'm looking to back the Aces in game 2, coming off of their first loss in the playoffs.
So I think the one thing that kind of scares me about the Liberty in game 1 is the fact that I don't think Sandy's done a great job in early parts of game 1s in the playoffs. The Mystics gave him a good run in the first half, then the Liberty woke up after that. Second series, they got buried at home by Connecticut. So I do think Sandy has been better as the playoffs have gone on. I still think that she's the worst coach in this series. I think the Aces have a significant coaching advantage. Do you agree with that?
Yeah. Becky Hammon is amazing.
So I have faith in Becky Hammon to get her team ready to go for game 1. Now, I do feel better about the first half than the full game because I do think the Aces with the crowd are going to be able to take advantage of the fact they've been there before. And even though we have seen Brianna Stewart be there before and Jonquel, I know she lost in the finals, but still she was there last year. I do wonder if the Liberty still have a little bit too much inexperience with the supporting cast. And I am wondering if that's going to play a factor. Well, the Aces have basically the same core as last year, and they just won the finals. So I do think I like the Aces first half behind the home crowd to get out to an early lead. The Liberty might make some adjustments and respond well after halftime. But in the first half, I do like the Aces minus the 2.5, give or take. I think the Aces get off to a decent start.
All right.
And I like the under. I like the under in the game. Game 1 of the finals.
I haven't gotten there.
Is this community? Is this the community title kind of where we just said the stakes are too high, this total's too high, we're going under? Like I just see a grind, and maybe the refs let them play a little bit more. Maybe you have nerves or just a certain intensity on the defensive end. I can't take a total of 171 in the finals in game 1. I can't do it. It might blow up in my face, but I'm going to assume it's going to be a feel-out process in what should be a long and competitive series. I'm going to lean to the under.
Shout out to VSiN. Using VSiN Betty Slicks, they are showing some slight sharp money going to the under here. 63% of bets are on the over, but 55% of the money is coming in on the under. I think I agree with you in that spot, and just the fact that this is the playoffs, and we're going to see a lot more under games than we're probably going to see over games, even with these two high-powered teams. Neither team could potentially not make the 80 or barely scratch 80 in this game.
I mean,
yeah,
even the Wings series had 2 games go under, and we love the over in that series. I mean, that number was a little bit higher than this, but the point is, even the highest scoring team at the highest pace still found a way under the total in 2 of those games. Game 3 was disgusting, but
I think we play this how we play every Aces game throughout the season. You take the first half over if you like the over, because they're probably going to run and get out really, really quickly in the first half, and you come in alive under, because the game normally settles down for them in the second half a lot. Defense, it plays a lot more of a factor. So, yeah, I'm with you. Let's just go ahead and take the under 171 here. Before we get into player props, gotta talk to everybody about Underdog Fantasy because Underdog has just introduced Scorchers. Go 5 for 5 and pick them Scorchers, and you can enjoy a spicy 100 times payout. 100 times? Really? 10 to 1,000? 5 picks just like that? And for a limited time only. Underdog is extending the first deposit bonus up to $500. Make sure you get in on that. Promo code SGPN. Plus, you got 100K Sundays still going on. Take the main player, higher or lower on their prop, and you can have a chance to win $10,000. So sign up, use promo code SGPN. Underdog will double your first deposit up to $500. It's underdogfantasy.com, promo code SGPN. Alrighty here, Scott.
Player
I
prop?
mean, I am starting the finals with the finals MVP. She's missed playoff. She's missed playoff. Give me
You going
Chelsea Gray
points, assists,
over
both?
points. Oh, of course, I'm taking Chelsea Gray's points over. And where's my number? Where she's at? See, look, they're trying to change things up for the finals because they know
I see Gray at
she gets
15
off.
and a half.
I see 16 and a half, but I see plus 148 for 20 plus. When has she ever been this price for 20 plus?
I see 15
way
and a
in the
half
2-to-1 numbers.
at minus 125 on DraftKings.
So I do like Chelsea Gray, but the number kind of turned me off. Jocko Jones for 20 plus is plus 410. I just think that's a steal.
It is. That's a steal.
She can dominate on the glass, get a lot of putbacks. Am I concerned for potential foul trouble against Asia Wilson? Of course, but plus 410 for what, the third best scorer on this team in the finals? Yeah, give me Jocko Jones plus 410. I'll take her points prop of 13.5 as well.
All right. So for me on this one, I was leaning to Gray assists, but I am wondering if I want to pivot at all. I think Jackie Young points is too high at 18 and a half. She's been fine in the playoffs. I thought she would be a little bit better, but she's kind of taken a back seat to Asia and all these other great players that the team has. Not her fault. They're just such a stacked team. But to go through the numbers recently for Jackie, these are her last couple games. 11, 13, 19, 15, 18, 3, 17. So she's gone under this number in 6 of the last 7 games. And I think that this number is too high. I expect to see, once again, Asia and Gray and Plum take most of the shots. Jackie's still a very good player, but I have to acknowledge the hierarchy of this team, and she's the 4th option. So I'll go with Jackie under 18.5 points.
All right.
Do you think the number's a bit high? It just feels a bit high in this spot.
Yeah, it does. A tad bit. And she just hasn't been the Jackie Young that we knew
I want
a majority of the year last year and
Yeah.
early part of the year this year of being an MVP candidate. Like, she just hasn't been that person anymore. So yeah, I'm with you, fating Jackie Young in this spot. Where else do we get some value?
John Quell we got to talk about because points are at 13.5 and rebounds are at 11.5. I don't think the Aces can stop her.
Yeah. I mean, I already gave out Jocko Jones points over.
I'm just mentioning those since we're in the player prop section. Like, I don't mind the.
No, I mean, I just gave out Jocko Jones.
Well, you gave out
plus
the
420.
No, I'm saying you gave out the alt line for 20. I'll give out the regular 13.5.
I said 13.5 too, Scott.
I got so distracted by the plus 400 price that I didn't hear that.
Yeah, you missed me. Yeah, that plus 400 will distract the best of us. I'm tempted of Kelsey Plum's threes, but I'm not going to do it. I'm trying to decide, is this the game? Does Asia come out the gate scorching? Or
I will give the Liberty props, though. They have been very good defensively against Asia so far this season.
Yeah, I don't think that's I'm not willing to bet an under for her, but that's not a market that I'm looking to attack. And I do think this is an under game, so it's not too many overs that I really, really want to hammer here. I really like that Jackie Young under 18.5. That just feels way too high. Yeah, we basically hit on everything that I like. All right. Lock dog prop. Underdog contest. Let's close things out. For my lock. Let me put my money where my mouth is. Give me the Liberty plus 4.5. Get it done. First game of the playoffs.
I
Hey
give you
man,
5
they
if you
went.
want that instead.
Yeah, 5. That's fine. We've seen the Liberty go on the road in a game 1 and get a win against the number 1 seed before. So I think they can do it again. New York Liberty plus 5. That's my lock. For my dog. Mm,
John
no,
Paul 20.
yeah, it's got to be. It's crazy value, but I'll take it. Jocko, I mean that somebody's gonna have a big game and gonna be able to carry us. I think that is too easy to say it's Brianna or Sabrina. So give me the next best option. Jocko Jones plus 410. Let's see if there's a little popular parlay that might interest or intrigue me with Jocko Jones as well. Nah. No, they don't got anything with Jocko. Yeah, give me the plus 410, 20 plus points. Jocko Jones, that's my dog. For my prop, let's go with I think that I want to take how do I want to play this one? You know what? It's been this is typically your speed, but it's been cashing for us. And so I'll just blindly take it. The juice is on the under, so I like it. Sabrina Ionescu under 4.5 assists. Under game. They probably put her in tough situations, try to do a lot of ball denial from her. I'll take the under 4.5 assists here.
Okay. So for my lock, I think I'm just going to go back to the Aces first half. I'll take the minus 2.5. I think is the best one I could find. I just think the Aces at home are going to be able to use the crowd to their advantage early on. I think the Liberty are going to settle in, but I do think it's going to take a bit of time because the Aces have been there before. It's the Liberty's first finals appearance in 20-something years? I think that the Liberty are going to feel the crowd in the first couple minutes. So I'll take the Aces first half minus 2.5 as my lock. For my prop, I'm going to go back to Jackie under 18.5 points, which I just think once again is too high of a number. And I believe that price was minus 125. Yes, minus 125 on FanDuel. That's going to be my prop. And for my dog, I was looking at the popular parlay section. There's one super long shot, which I thought's pretty funny. It's Asia Wilson and Brianna Stewart to each record 12 plus rebounds. 11 to 1. 11 to 1 on that? Like, that's a pretty nice price at 11 to 1. Of course, the problem is John Quell is going to take a bunch of rebounds from everybody, but
if she gets into foul trouble.
Yeah, I think once again that's a pretty interesting look.
That's basically that basically says Jocko Jones got into foul trouble. Brianna Stewart and Asia Wilson took the game over. I like it.
Instead, I think I'm going to go with a baby dog, but I am going to throw that in there too for fun. But there is a baby dog that I am tempted by. It is Chelsea Gray and Laney to both score 4+ points in the first quarter. It's plus 120.
Okay, Scott.
There we go.
We're just getting weird for the WNBA.
Yeah, we're getting weird as hell.
Finals, aren't we? Yeah, we are. All right. Let's go on the underdog.
I mean, if you want a real dog, I can try to find something else.
No, I mean no, that's your dog. You chose it. Go ahead. I am not talking shit at all. Well, that's 100% what I'm doing. But I was I didn't think that was what you were going to say. I was like, 15 plus points.
No, I mean, like if I really want to give out, you know what? Yeah, that's a little bit. It's a baby dog anyway, plus 120. Give me Chelsea Gray double at plus 410.
Okay. All right, 2 plus 410 dogs here for the show. Very interesting. What's your prop?
My prop was Jackie under 18.5.
Oh, okay. I thought I missed that part. All right.
So the official dog, by the way, is going to be the double for Gray. I was like half teasing with the plus 120.
Yeah. Jackie Young, lower 17.5 points for underdog. We have Sabrina Ionescu, lower 4.5 assists. Jockwell points and Jockwell rebounds. I feel like we got to have Jockwell Jones in here.
I think I want the rebounds instead because the points have been a bit iffy against the Aces.
24.5 points and rebounds. That is an option. Rebounds make you feel better?
What's the rebounds at? 11.5?
11.5.
Sure. That's fine.
All right, we'll take the rebounds. Higher, Jocko Jones, 11.5 rebounds. Lower, Sabrina Ionescu, 4.5 assists. Lower, Jackie Young, 17.5 points. 6-1. 6-1. Make sure you use that promo code SGPN at underdogfantasy.com. Scott, anything else for the people before we get up out of here? It's WNBA Finals. Let's go. Liberty.
WNBA Finals, good time. Looking forward to breaking down all the games with you. Of course, we'll have an episode for every game in the series, in case you were worried about that. But a lot of fun sports on today, college football, baseball playoffs, a lot of stuff to bet on.
I will have to find my way to New York to make the parade. It won't be freezing by that point, so I'll be willing to go. At least I don't think it'll be freezing. No, it ends October 20th.
That's not that bad.
That's game 5, October 20th. Really ends October 18th. So should have the parade, maybe it's on that weekend. If it's on the weekend, heck yeah.
Probably it would be on that weekend.
Heck yeah. What? Oh, I'm looking forward to that weekend going to a parade. For the 2 people that are watching with the stream with us right now, make sure you like the video on the way out. And for everybody that comes through and joins on YouTube afterwards, make sure that you like the video before you get up out of here. And for everybody that's catching us through your ears before you were watching football, maybe you're watching football now, you wanted to take this content really, really quickly, then make sure you leave us a 5-star review and collect on these winners. It's WNBA Finals. I have nothing else to say, nothing else to do. No other way of ending the podcast. Just going to do like this. We are out of here.